On this episode of the Radio Shop, we're going to look at this pitiful Philco 60. Can we repair it? Missing a speaker, missing a knob. No big deal about the missing knob. We can find a repro or a real one. Knobs are there. Turning it around. Of course, it's going to be missing part of the power supply, and probably the output transformer was on the speaker that somebody stole off of here. It has a tube with a busted grid cap, and that tube's not going to work anymore. And it looks like somebody has replaced one capacitor. Another one's still here. I can see the cardboard when they put down underneath, and I have no idea what this looks like underneath. This was one of my dollar auction buys at the Michigan Antique Radio Goodbye affair one year. I bought it just for giggles. The cabinet was in decent shape. It had the 3 knobs, which were worth more than the $1 I paid for it. And it did have some tubes in it. Whether or not they're good or not, I don't know. Tube shields appear to be gone. See if I can rustle up some of those. I have some tube shields and some boxes from other stuff. So we're just going to dig into it and find out what we find. And I'll end up doing a permanent magnet speaker with a power resistor to take the place of the field coil. And I'll probably have to dig up an output transformer to go with the output tube of this. I got to dig up a schematic, and we will get started on this episode of the Radio Shop. That was quite the large mouse nest in here. So things didn't quite match the Model 60 schematic, and I got to doing a little research online and found out this is actually a Model 66, because the Model 66 has this terminal board and the Model 60 does not. The Model 60 also does not have this filter choke that I could find anywhere on the schematic. So this is a Model 66. Don't know if it's an MB or an M or whatever, but it's a Model 66 inside of a Model 60 cabinet, which was exactly the same cabinet used on the 66. So the cabinet says 60, the actual schematic matches a 66, so we're going to say it is a Philco 66. And somebody was probably yelling that beforehand, but who knows. So we're going to go at replacing some capacitors, and I will dig up a speaker and a output transformer and a high power resistor in order to work this out. So, stand by, here we go. So I'm rebuilding a bakelite block cap here that are prevalent in a lot of these Philcos. That's the big piece of tar, and these were the two capacitors that were in it, and I replaced it with two capacitors. And so I have an easy way to get stuff out, which is I had to unhook this one. Sometimes you can do it inside the chassis, but this one I had to unhook just because of the way it was. Heat it up slowly with a heat gun, and then I push out with this little bitty thing, and I started pushing it out, and it all came out in one piece, except it left the two capacitors behind. But they were easy just to pull out, and that's the way you clean out and restuff. If I have a chance, I will show on another one what I actually do.
coaches are so cooperative. Jeff Cato, Henderson County Lady Colonel head coach. Down a little bit at halftime, but plenty of ball game.
Okay, on this Philco 66, I temporarily wired in an output transformer. I've got down here a 1100 ohm resistor, 10 watt resistor to take the place of the field coil. I did find a broken wire going to the number 80 filament, so it was had been kind of chopped in two and was hanging by one string. So right now it is alive. It is only picking up one station, so I've got some more to do. I really need to change this volume knob or see if it'll clean it up, but hey, it is working. So on to more.
So there's my 10 watt power resistor to take the place of the field coil. And then I temporarily got this output transformer hooked to this temporary speaker just to test it. This was a push-pull, but I'm only using half of it because this is only a single output, 42. So it does speak. It does turn more than one, but there's still some issues that I have to work through.